Good morning, students, and welcome to another online physical science classroom of St. Michael's Academy. Today also I am continuing electrolysis. So let's start the class. Well, we are starting this class with the conception of electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water is the process by which water is decomposed into oxygen and hydrogen gas. When electric current is passed through it, water molecule is decomposed into H plus and OH minus ion. That means hydrogen ion as cation and hydroxyl ion OH minus ion or hydroxyl ion as anions. When electric current is passed through it, now H plus ion goes to cathode and forms hydrogen gas. Because H plus is cation, I told you in my previous slide that cation goes to cathode. That's why H plus ion goes to cathode and forms hydrogen gas. How? I'm telling you later. And OH minus, that means hydroxyl ion, is an anion. Or hydroxyl ion goes to anode because anion goes to anode and forms oxygen gas. So you will get hydrogen gas at cathode and oxygen gas at anode in 2:1 ratio. Why this 2:1 ratio? Because hope so you have remembered the formula of water, that is H2O. So H2O, that means 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen is there in a water molecule. That's why we generally used to get 2 parts of hydrogen at cathode and 1 part of oxygen at anode. Now please see the diagram. You will understand. That is, this is cathode, platinum cathode and platinum nickel, platinum cathode and nickel anode has been taken as electrodes over here. One more thing, this is the circuit. Maybe I have forgotten to tell you in my previous slide. Here I am telling that 2 electrodes in a voltmeter in case of electrolysis always connects by a battery in a circuit, through a circuit. And what type of current flows through this circuit? Always remember DC current. Because you should know that there are 2 types of current. That is, one is DC, another one is AC. Already I taught you current electricity, so hope so you have remembered this. AC means alternating current. That means after a certain period of time, the direction of current will be changed. And DC means direct current. So now my question is, why always DC current is mandatory in case of electrolysis? Please remember this question. Why always DC current is mandatory in case of electrolysis? Why not AC current is used? Answer I'm giving you one idea and you will write down this answer in your exercise book. I'll ask you in my Zoom class. Okay. So answer is, if we'll use AC current, so what will actually happen after a certain period of time, the direction of current will be changed. If the direction, you just see this diagram, if the direction of current will be changed, so the positive end and negative end of battery also will be changed. That means cathode will become anode and anode will become cathode after a certain period of time. So now when cation goes to cathode, but that time cation will go to anode by mistakenly. And the total reaction will be stopped. That's why we generally use DC current or direct current in electrolysis. First of all, you will not get this answer in your book. So you have to listen to this video and you have to write it down and then you will narrate your answer in my Zoom class. Okay, now let's see the diagram. This is cathode, this is anode. So H plus ion, after dissociation of a water molecule, obviously acidic water has been taken because as all of you know that pure water doesn't conduct electricity. So H plus ion or cation goes to cathode. After that this reaction happens. Now you see H plus is an ion. when it will go to cathode, it will collect electrons. Cathode is negative, cation is positive, cathode is negative. Negative means more electrons are there in a cathode. So when H plus ion will reach to cathode, it will collect one electron. Plus sign means one electron. One plus sign means for neutralization of H plus ion, one electron is necessary. One more time I am repeating this sentence. For neutralization of H plus ion, one electron is necessary. That electron, this cation will collect from cathode. That's why cathode is negative. One electron it will collect. 2 they have written because 2H plus actually they have shown. That's why for balancing they have written. After that actually they will form hydrogen atom. That will be a nascent hydrogen atom. Within third bracket we used to write that hydrogen, that is nascent hydrogen or a newly born hydrogen, that will be very active, and after this two nascent hydrogen will join and form one H2 molecule or hydrogen molecule, so that we'll get hydrogen molecule in cathode. On the other hand, if you see this portion, hydroxyl ion as anion, it will goes to anode. And what will happen? OH minus is there, so it will minus sign means excess electrons are there. So this anion will give the excess electron to anode, because anode is positive, it can take the excess electron. So OH minus minus E minus, 4 they have written for the balancing. So it will form after that H2O molecule and oxygen gas. That means oxygen molecule. So that we'll get oxygen and gas at anode. Now the last part of electrolysis. Here I'll tell you electrolysis of NaCl. In the electrolysis of molten NaCl, molten or fused NaCl obviously we have to take. So one more thing, please don't use liquid word over here, because molten or fused doesn't as same as liquid. Okay, fluid means half solid, half liquid portion. Fluid or molten NaCl we should take. So in the electrolysis of molten NaCl, sodium is deposited at the cathode. That time only I told you in my previous slide that NaCl will be dissociated into Na plus and Cl minus. You can see the diagram at the same time, Na plus and Cl minus. So sodium ion or cation will go to cathode. That means it deposited at the cathode, while chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Why? Because chlorine minus is an anion and it will go to anode. And so we'll get chlorine gas at anode. Whereas in the electrolysis of aqueous solution of NaCl, Cl2 gas is liberated at anode and H2 gas is liberated at cathode. Now see the diagram, everything is there. Voltmeter, electrolytes, obviously as electrolyte molten NaCl has been taken. This is cathode. After the dissociation of one NaCl molecule, Na plus will go to cathode. It will collect one electron and it will be neutralized as sodium. So sodium metal, and at the same time Cl minus or anion will go to anode and it will give or donate one electron to anode. Then it will form only Cl, that is an atom. After that, two chlorine atom will be added together and they will form a chlorine molecule, that is Cl2 gas will get at anode. Everything is there, battery, key, everything. Instead of only passing electricity, they have used here heater. Otherwise, heater also obviously due to electricity it operates the total electrolysis. So this is the total process of electrolysis. Hope you have understood this. Or else if you'll face any type of problem, please jot it down and ask me in my live class. So thank you student and have a nice day.